What's up, guys? We finally got a reveal to Sonic Frontiers and I actually got to look at the world and how the game works. So today I'm just going to sit and kind of talk about the game real quick and how I feel about this, because lots of the world is just freaking out right now. You know, there's a lot of people saying this looks great and it's going to be a lot of fun. But of course, there's the other side that thinks this looks really bad and that Sonic is probably going to end up flopping again. And this hurts because as a Sonic fan growing up, I really want to see Sonic do well, and I want to see this actually become a monumental game. I mean, seriously, it looks like a Sonic Breath of the Wild, so expectations are gonna be high. But let me kind of talk about what I've seen so far and kind of break it down and talk about how it's not over yet. This is the very first gameplay trailer, and there's going to be lots more to come. First off, the first thing I want to say is this game is going to be massive. This game is in fact labeled as an open zone instead of open world, and I think what we saw may just be one zone of multiple different zones coming to the game. And this one zone is huge. It's a giant grassland full of multiple different areas to explore and little crooks and crannies probably full of collectibles. I think that alone is a great thing because it changes what makes Sonic Sonic, and I know it's going to be kind of upsetting for a lot of people because they just want to bust through stages as fast as they can and speedrun. But imagine just speedrunning this world and collecting everything that you see around you. Now, again, I'll say this, I don't think this is the only part of the game. I think this overworld stuff may just be temporary exploration that you can do, but I do think there's actually going to be some segmented levels of some sort. I just still have a feeling, and I'll talk more about that later, but this world itself is very beautiful, and I love the way that Sonic just runs around it so flawlessly and smoothly, and it just feels really good. It feels like a faster paced Breath of the Wild right now, and I really like it. I don't have a problem with the rails everywhere. It feels like a giant jungle gym for Sonic to play around on, and that is what the fun part is. Flying around, spinning around, jumping around this world is going to be a lot of fun. Yes, he does look very wonky when he's running on certain terrain. You can see it running on the side of some mountains and some, bumpy regions of the road. He kind of looks a little weird and wonky. Another problem I would state is, yes, his animations look a little weird as well. There's a lot of times his body's just flailing in the sky and he's not really moving anywhere. He's just kind of dropping straight down. There's also times where he just doesn't look quite right when he's jumping off of things. You can also see him doing tricks in the sky and they just look very stiff. Like after he does a trick, he just goes back to the falling animation real quick and then does another trick. Yeah, it looks very clunky, very stiff, and not very smooth, and we've seen this look really smooth in past games already. I don't know why the trick formations weren't a lot better. I don't know. That was a weird one to me, I admit. Another big problem that we're having is pop-in. Pop-in is when you have random objects in the environment and stuff pop up as you get closer, but it's not always there, and you can't always see it there. That kind of takes away from the awe factor of looking at the world. And it seems to mostly be the floating platforms that Sonic gets to jump on, which just makes it look bad, let's be honest. It just looks like they threw in these platforms at the last second, and it does give it a bad look. This is really not that acceptable. We can't have that happening. Yeah, it just kind of takes away from the environment. I know a lot of people said Breath of the Wild had some of this, but honestly, I can't even remember Breath of the Wild having that much pop-in at all. I remember seeing things from across the map, like the Divine Beast walking on the volcano from across the map. That was insane. But yeah, there's a lot of pop-in Sonic Frontiers right now. Once again, that is something that can definitely be fixed in time. That is seriously just a graphical thing, and that could be fixed at the last second. We don't know yet. We're just going to have to wait and find out. We also get to see Sonic can do overworld puzzles. I like this as well. That gives us something to do as we're running around the world and finding some cool things to complete and accomplish as we're running around the world. And yeah, Sonic's just running around these torches, blowing them out, and I'm sure it's going to get a lot harder later on. This is an early puzzle. We also see a puzzle where he has to hit these switches in one go, which also I think is pretty cool. I don't have a problem with this type of stuff. Once again, I feel like this overworld is really just an overworld where you can run around, just do things that you find laying around. I don't think it's going to be anything that's really tied into the main story yet. I think the main story elements is still to come. They still have to talk about that stuff, and once again, I'll talk about that in a bit. But I love what's in this overworld. There's lots of stuff to explore, lots of stuff to check out, and I don't have a problem stopping after our, quick run in order to do a little puzzle here and there. Now let's actually talk about Sonic running while we're at it. People are saying how slow Sonic is. I think Sonic's speed is fine. There is a boost, and it looks like you're able to continue boosting, and I don't know if there's a meter yet. They haven't shown any UI or anything, but the boost is fast enough. When you're running at a super fast pace through an open world with lots of forest trees and bushes and pyramids and pillars everywhere that's all over this crazy world, it's hard to control a character running that fast. but I think Sonic runs really well. I mean, seriously, I think the animation looks well. I think he's running fast enough, and you might be able to make him even go faster later on in the game if you collect a certain amount of collectibles or something. But this is fast enough. Once again, this game is an explorative open world, and there could be something hidden, but the main purpose of this is to go around the world, looks like, and do little types of puzzles, collect different types of coins and different collectibles that are around this overworld, and beat up giant bad guys or giant robots that's all over the map. And I love that. That's really cool, and it's a different pace for Sonic, and I wanted to see that for a long time, and I think this game is really going to do that aspect. It's going to be about running around the world as fast as you can and stopping to collect things and do puzzles. That's fine. People also seem to be upset once again about the floating grind rails and just the random platforming sections all over this world. I think it's awesome. I literally want to jump into this and just kind of parkour off everything. I think it looks amazing. Just speed running, collecting all these collectibles and stuff. I could see it being a blast. I really don't have a problem with it. After seeing all these rails everywhere, I just want to find a way to reach every single one of them and see what's up there. I think it's cool. I don't think it needs to make sense. I don't think it needs to have connecting rails to the world and everything. It's Sonic the Hedgehog after all. Yes, it's a realistic looking world, but it can have unrealistic attributes. Now, one thing that we don't know is what's the main point of this game, and I think people are jumping to a conclusion way too soon. Remember, this entire month is dedicated to Sonic Frontiers from IGN, and I think every other day we're going to be getting some type of information regarding this game. A prime example of this is tomorrow, believe it or not, we get a gameplay reveal of the combat, which IGN has announced. It's tomorrow, I don't know exactly what time, it might be 12 again, please correct me on that if I'm wrong, but we're getting the combat tomorrow. And I'm sure the next days, we're going to be getting story information and even more information about the game, more information, characters, world build. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff, and the way they're doing it is just different. I think that's the problem, is IGN's taking a very weird approach with Sega with this. They want to show off the game in segments instead of just one thick trailer full of story, combat, gameplay, and all of that. And I think that might be their problem. They should have started off by showing a just really in-depth trailer of everything that's going to be in this game, and then breaking it down one by one. That's what Nintendo does with their Treehouse. They show the game off in a giant trailer showing off all the crazy things, and then break down certain parts of that game in a Treehouse, and different Treehouse segments. And that's what they should have done. Right now, we're just getting bits and pieces of this game drip-fed to us, so we're kind of clueless as to what the main, reason of us playing this game is. What is the main objective? What are we doing? If you paid attention to the game and different puzzles that Sonic would collect and different things that Sonic came up on, there is seriously like 5 or 6 different types of collectibles that I've seen Sonic pick up, and I don't have a clue what any of them do. There's like these pink hearts that he can grab. There's some type of red heart or orb with spikes coming out of it that he can pick up. I've seen some type of aqua or teal fruit that pops up after a puzzle. There's also some purple coins that Sonic can collect with some type of flame on them that reminds me of the purple collectible coins from Mario Odyssey. Now, I know, what's the point of me bringing up these collectibles? Well, there's a lot of collectibles for Sonic just to be running around this world doing nothing, which probably means there's some type of skill tree to Sonic and some type of evolutionary step where he gets to upgrade his equipment and maybe his speed, maybe his power, maybe his defense. What's the point if Sonic is just going to run around this world continuing to collect things? Well, maybe these help Sonic in separate levels. There's a lot of shrine and temple looking areas that the player doesn't go near for some reason, and to me that's a little suspicious, and I wonder if it has something to do with individual levels. Remember, there was a leak a long time ago talking about how there was gonna actually be individual levels and an overworld to explore in Sonic Frontiers, and we might just, have that. They just haven't shown it off yet. I think this feels really good to run around and explore, but it's not enough for a game on its own, and it feels like they are missing one giant thing still, and I think that's still to be shown. I still think there is a crazy part to this game, such as traditional modern Sonic levels that we get to blast through. We just haven't seen them yet. Because right now, I do agree with a lot of people. It does look like Sonic's just running around in this empty world and like this is some type of tech demo, because it doesn't look like Sonic's doing much besides collecting a couple things here and there, and there's a couple of robots laying around this overworld. But I still 100% think there's something else that they're hiding. There's some other attribute to this where we get to play as modern Sonic in modern Sonic worlds, where we're just blasting through the stage as fast as we can. I do think there's something more. I still really love Sonic running through the trees and running through the forest and stuff, but it definitely still needs that classic Sonic where you're just kind of busting through a level and trying to get the best time. I still think that's to come. Tomorrow we get a look at the combat, and I'll be sure to talk about that too if you guys want to discuss that and talk about what's going on and if that looks good. There's still some things that looked a little wonky from what I've seen of the combat, but we'll see if it's changed at all in tomorrow's trailer. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this game so far. Is there anything that you want to see them talk about in the future? Because we know the entire month of June is pretty much Sonic Frontiers month. We're going to be getting a lot more information about this game, but let me know what you think down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Sonic, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya, guys.